Have you heard of Disney's Riviera Resort? The Mediterranean-inspired Disney Vacation Club Resort is one of Disney's newest and best. Let's talk all about it. So this Disney Vacation Club, or DVC Resort, opened on December 16th, 2019. That's right, just before the pandemic. So yeah, it is a DVC resort, meaning you're not going to find standard rooms here. What you're going to find are tower studios, which are unique to this resort, deluxe studios, 1-bedroom villas, 2-bedroom villas, and 3-bedroom villas. Pets are not allowed at this resort, and as you can tell, it is pretty ornate in style, inspired by Europe. Walt Disney's travels around Europe, the Mediterranean, and sort of Disney flourishes without it screaming overtly Disney as some of the other resorts do. It is tower based in terms of its layout, so not a lot of walking here, and yeah, it is on the Disney Skyliner, which I will talk about soon. So this right here is the east wing to the Riviera. It is separated into two wings, the east and the west. So relative to other Disney resorts, it is pretty easy to figure out where you are and where your rooms are. There is an east parking lot and a west parking lot. This is a view of the east parking lot. So we are still definitely in the stroller era, and so looking for ramps is always really helpful when we're trying to navigate how to get to and from our vehicle or just around the resort. So Disney's Riviera Resort has lots of European influences, the French Riviera, the Italian Riviera. It pulls heavily from those themes. And so yeah, it's got a sort of ornate look to it. Very classy. Disney definitely markets it as sort of an upscale resort. So yeah, as soon as you step foot in here, it's not super Disney on its face, but there's little nice Disney touches, which I think definitely appeals to the modern crowd. Lots of nice fountains. This is where the valet check-in is, or if you want to drop off your bags like we just did. And yeah, let's check out the lobby over here. From the main entrance of the resort, you will see these really fancy looking, the logo, Riviera Resort there, the two R's. And you enter through this sort of like plaza type area underneath this nice chandelier and towards the main lobby area. Now, the lobby, one thing you have to know about the Disney Riviera Resort, and one qualm that a lot of people have about it, including myself, is that the lobby is pretty small in scope. While fancy, this is it. You know, a lot of the other Disney resorts have really grand lobbies that are sort of major in scope and have sweeping views. The Riviera Resort does not have that. It has these really cool lighting fixtures. There's the check-in desk to your left, and then from your right there is La Boutique, which I will get into, which is the gift shop. And then from another angle, you can see more of the seating area, the check-in desks, the direction to one of the wings, and then the staircase down to the main level. Now, from a wayfinding perspective, there's the outdoor sort of courtyard area. You enter on from the side that we came in on sort of the second level, and then you can take this staircase down to this, I'll call it the main level, where all of the amenities are at, including right there a sort of DVC desk to take a tour. Right outside these two doors right here will get you to the courtyard. Further down this direction is the Skyliner, which I will talk all about, and then right here to your right is the fitness center. Now, the fitness center here is really nice. A lot of updated equipment, water bottles, towels, a lot of weights, really nice machines. I was really impressed with it. I will say though, like that lobby, it was a little bit on the smaller side compared to other resorts. I'm trying the gym at our resort, at the Riviera specifically, on vacation. The kids are sleeping, so might as well. The dumbbell area and free weight section was taken up by this one large friend group, so I tried this machine and did a back workout, a lower body workout, and an arm workout. And yeah, I really liked this area. From the lobby, this is a view of the back area of the resort, which I will call a courtyard. I don't think it has an official name or anything, but there's lots of activities for kids out here, access to the pools, views of the Skyliner. Just to your right in the background is the access to the Skyliner. You'll notice back here though that there's also this nice logo and, you know, palm trees, giving it that European nice feel. I like this view of the resort. Blocks out a lot of the shade during this time of the day. There's that big window there. That is the lobby. And to your left is the fitness center. One of the pools, the quiet pool, which I will talk about, and then access to the Disney Skyliner. Like I said, a lot of places to sit, things to do, bocce ball, checkers, a chess set, a ton of things for kids to do and let them just run around while you can relax. And yeah, really helpful for parents and for kids staying here. I think that this resort, like I said, it's not the most spread out, but there is something about that that makes it sort of easy to navigate and enjoy, especially if you don't enjoy walking a lot. We also got to see some turtles and some wildlife right there in the lake. I looked up multiple times. There is no name for this lake just yet, sort of like Crescent Lake or Seven Seas Lagoon. This doesn't have a name, so I'm just calling it the lake. Let's talk about transportation. Now, of course, you can access this resort by bus or in your own car. It is not on the monorail loop, but that being said, it does have its own Disney Skyliner station. In fact, this is the first brand new resort that was built with a Skyliner station. And yeah, you get there by going through this tunnel filled with beautiful mosaics. These ones, those ones were inspired by Peter Pan. Those are probably my favorite. And these ones are inspired by Tangled. And these look great at all time of day. There's these really nice fountains going. And yeah, it's pretty relaxing, and it's kind of a little attraction within itself. I think this is a fantastic touch that adds a little bit of sort of whimsy and an artful feeling to this already beautiful resort. Now, if you go through that tunnel, like I said, you will have access to the Skyliner. So having this specific Skyliner station here is advantageous because you can get directly to Epcot without having to transfer, meaning you don't have to get out of the gondola and get into a different one to get into a different direction. You can get straight to Epcot, the International Gateway there at Epcot, all the boardwalk resorts and restaurants and things to do, or you could take it to the Caribbean Beach station, which is really, really close, and you can transfer to Hollywood Studios, or take it all the way to Pop Century and Art of Animation Resort. I'm a dad. I have 3 small kids. I have to take a double stroller. I was nervous about whether this would be easy compared to the monorail. Staying on the monorail, I'm happy to report it really was easy. It opens before early magic hours, and we were able to get in and out without a lot of stress, and my kids really enjoyed the ride. And so if you keep walking in this direction away from the Skyliner, this will lead you to the Riviera Resort, sort of to the main courtyard, playground, restaurant area. Most of the amenities are all in the same space, which makes this resort really easy to navigate compared to other Disney resorts that can be more spread out. So behind me is the entrance to the tunnel that leads towards the Skyliner. And then I am in sort of the west area, the west wing, if you will, of the resort. I've mentioned it before, but this resort happens to be I like to phrase it as a tower-based resort. I've never heard that term used by Disney before. So yeah, basically it's just got one tall center, buildings that flank out in either direction, in this case, east and west. And yeah, pretty easy to navigate. A lot of other resorts like the Caribbean Beach Resort, which neighbors this one, which I'll show you right now, are very spread out into sort of different sections and wings and that sort of flank out in all directions that make you walk really far, but also provide a lot of opportunities to explore the resort. I got my 3 kids here with me. I'm not going to say that I necessarily missed the long walks and unloading the car and having to sort of navigate all of those things. You know, at the start of the trip, trying to get food when we're on the trip, or, you know, at the end of trips. But that does create a lot of fun when it comes to exploring a resort. But the Riviera does have a lot to offer in the small footprint, and there is something to be said about not having to get it, 20,000 steps in around your resort each day before you even get to a theme park. So I am facing west. There is the Disney Skyliner station. That direction is heading to the Skyliner hub, which is at Caribbean Beach, which is the resort you see with all the lights above the water right here. Hollywood Studios is further in that direction if you want to connect from that Skyliner station. And what we're gonna do is walk in this direction back towards the Riviera, just for a sort of grounds tour. There are quaint sections to explore, or just to relax at night or during the day.
I'll never be able to afford to stay here, but like...
Here is what's supposed to be the adult only pool. It's got a fancy name that I can't think of right now. Much calmer than the other pool over here. I will say during the day though, that pool actually sometimes looks busier than the other pool. Not as much kids and no loud music, of course, but you know, there were a lot of people in there the past few days. Okay. Now I should have done my research. I'm not sure if this body of water has a particular name, such as Crescent Lake or Seven Seas Lagoon, around the other resorts. But yeah, this is a really good view. I've not explored Caribbean Beach yet. I don't know if I'm gonna get to do it on this trip, but it looks really fun. It looks pretty exciting. I can see in the distance the movie On the Stars. I really just enjoy seeing the Skyliner. I think it really added a nice touch to this resort area and the theme parks that it does service. A little bit of touch of Disney magic, especially for those resorts that are not on the monorail. So yeah, as you can see, this resort really, truly shines, especially at night. I've heard some qualms that it looks like a Marriott or some other insert hotel chain here. And I would have to disagree. This is definitely a level up. Right, I want to keep going this way. Go up, these are bigger steps. Here is sort of the main area. So just a little east over from the adults only pool is sort of the main courtyard area. My kids love it here. There's a large chess set, there's a large checker sets, bocce ball. The entrance to Primo Piatto kind of takes up that whole area that you're gonna see right here on the west wing. This is the west wing of the building. And then Bar Riva's over there tucked away in the corner just over those gates. Over here is the main pool. It is good size. It's not the biggest pool, especially for a deluxe resort. But again, this resort sort of has a smaller footprint than others. It looks like pretty empty at this point. There's a really fun gelato stand right here that my kids absolutely love. We got a slide. I'll get closer in a bit. Oh no, there are still kids in there. All right. So let's check over here. Movie Under the Stars is on, and it looks like it is Monsters, Inc. today. Good. Okay, so I am at the southernmost edge of the park, of the resort. There's a small area for Movie Under the Stars. There's Primo Piatto, Toplanos Terrace up there where the lights are, pretty cool. The other side of the pool is right here. And yeah, I'm gonna keep walking. Another view of Caribbean Beach. This is a really good area to get a morning walk or morning run in. Maybe even an evening walk or run if that's more of your speed. I have not been able to partake in such an activity, but I did try out the gym. But yeah, from our patio, we can see a lot of people getting their runs in, which I think is really cool. Seems really peaceful, especially in the mornings when the weather's not too bad. So here's the other side of the pool. That's the main pool area, that large slide. Over here, this might be the perfect time to record it since there's nobody in here, but this is S'il vous plaît. This is the kids' pool here at the resort, and my kids absolutely love it. It's the perfect size. 2 little slides, lots of splash play areas, and just unique theming. Really matches the resort theme, I would say. And yes, there's a walkway. I'm not going to go down the entire thing because I got to get in, but here is a walkway that if you just follow it, there's a little beach over there, and if you head in this direction, you connect almost immediately with Caribbean Beach Resort, some of the outer rooms. So this is the West Wing. The opposite side of the West Wing, you enter or park or get dropped off, wherever the case may be, on the other side of the resort. So that main entrance, that lobby area where a lot of the amenities are, is going to be to your left from this direction. But yeah, this is a pretty quiet space. There's not a lot to do in this section, which I think can be a good thing if you're looking for more of a quieter room. This is the kids' pool, as I mentioned, so there's not going to be a lot of kids out this late at night. So yeah, the movie Under the Stars was in this general direction across from the pool where I just came from. And the Skyliner's on the opposite side, on the east side. So while that is a good view, and I don't think the Skyliners are particularly noisy mode of transportation, this is definitely the quieter side, which, as someone who enjoys the quiet and has 3 small children, I do prefer. So yeah, we're gonna keep walking in this direction. Like I said, this resort is pretty easy to figure out. Although I do love exploring the big resorts as well. There is a set of restrooms back over here that you can use if you are by the pool. We have found ourselves sometimes waiting for the pool to open or visiting this resort when we're not staying here. So just a tip in this back corner over here. There are some restrooms. Water bottle, that's good to know. Refill station. Nice theming on that trash can there. And yeah, sort of leads to nowhere here. Again, this is not the type of resort where, I mean, I guess most Disney resorts sort of have a hub where there's a lot to do, and that's the one place to do it. Those things, at this resort at least, those things are going to be very, very close to the lobby, or just right here around this corner where I will show you Bar Riva is located. So this is Bar Riva. I just came from that direction where I showed you that restroom. This is the pool area. So yeah. Opens at 11 a.m., closes at 10 p.m. It's a good sized bar. They got some TV screens. You could sit in the bar area, or you can sit at one of these tables. You sort of pick your own seating and they'll come find you. Note the high chairs here and the high chairs right here. We actually ate here earlier with all 3 of the kids, and it was actually really enjoyable because, first of all, the food was fantastic. I'll do a separate review of that. Food was great, drinks were good. Honestly, one of my favorite restaurants I've had and across the Disney parks, I'll dare to say that. But our kids were able to sort of meander in this area as they got kind of antsy. My older 2 are sort of reaching that age where, you know, they want to get up and go even though we're still eating and we have number 3 to feed. And right here is Primo Piatto. Primo Piatto is the quick service here. Again, Bar Riva's right there. The poles are behind me. You can enter through this door right here. It sort of forms an L shape on this floor. The layout, the mobile order section is right there. There's the drink stations. It's a little slightly more upscale take on the quick service. The grab and go stuff is over there, as are some treats in the distance. It's also another entrance internally from the resort. And I'll show you that over here. Here's another angle of the things to do. My kids absolutely love it here. Yeah. Here is another entrance to Primo Piatto. I will say, if I don't say it in a different video, mobile order pickup is right there. And it's a bit confusing to order from here because there's only 2 cash registers right here and a small one over the back of it that's been closed for a bit. I'll just go ahead and go inside to show you. Fireworks going off in the background. So you can pay here, and then this section is where you get all your condiments or your drinks, which can be slightly confusing. This is the quick area. This has been closed the entire time I've been here, but it has been open before. And this is where you get the signature Riviera signature chocolate chip cookie. It is very good. You can get a whole pack here. It's sort of a grab and go situation. And you can grab things from here and pay for them at this other cash register. But the line tends to be formed right here and go all the way through this section. So heads up, it's kind of a pinch point. You can check out the menu in this area too. The screens flash. And here's a set of restrooms. Always good to know in case of emergencies or if you have kids, a shared restroom. Now here are the elevators. We are on the first floor. So all these Primo Piatto, Bar Riva, access to this main sort of, I don't want to say playground, a courtyard area is on the first level, and here's a really good detail. I like this one, vice versa. Is posters for Disney and Pixar films in different languages, different countries. This is the community hall area. Pretty cool to see. DVC resorts usually have these. I'm not going in there right now, so there's usually a list of things to do. Kids tend to be in there, so I'm not going to film in there right now. More posters. And there is a section to see, explore DVC rentals right here. Get your pins. And then up this stairway, kind of a narrow stairway, heads up. Lunchtime, breakfast time, the busier points. Tents, there's a reference point. My body kind of pinches up during. Okay, so it's a little loud in here because I have my kids with me, but that's where I'm at right now. So let's do a room tour of a 1-bedroom, 1-bath preferred at Disney's Riviera Resort. Okay, so from the entrance, here is sort of the main living area. We have the kitchen. And there's a pull-down Murphy bed over there, sort of the dining space and the living area with the view, which I will get to. To the right here, we have this mirror. It's sort of tinted, but you can still see. Gives it sort of a little distinct look to the room. I think this could connect to another room. I haven't tried opening it just yet. I see some storage over here, some of our things. Here's the room. Got a nice room map, of course. And over here we have some coat hangers, another mirror to check out when you're, check yourself out, I guess, when you're going out. But yeah, good size, not quite floor length, but good enough. Over here, this leads to one of the entrances to the master bathroom. But before we get there, we have lots of things you could need. Ironing board, vacuum, broom, dustpan. This is a DVC room that stands for Disney Vacation Club. You do not have to be a DVC owner to stay here. If you are though, of course you can just use points. Over here on this side, we've got the washer and dryer. They come ready with some detergent in case you need it. This is great for, you know, any, we have 3 kids. So if there's any sort of stains, anything happens, we can wash it right here in our room. It's one of the part of the beauty of staying at a DVC room. So here's a quick look at the shower, which was just beyond that washer, dryer, and closet area. There are 2 entrances to this shower and toilet area. And then just beside that is another sink area. The bathtub is behind me, really spacious, lots of countertops and storage opportunities, which is great for families. There was that bathtub there. And then if you keep moving into this room, this is the primary bedroom, a little desk for a working area, which is really appreciated, a large bed, a closet to my right, and then the TV just right there with the dresser. Here is the opening to the patio. We were in a really great location with a fantastic view, in my opinion. Back to the main living space from the other angle. There's the front door, there's the kitchen. Here is a view of Caribbean Beach and part of the pools. Back inside, we have a microwave, we have a stove, there's a dishwasher just over here to the right beyond the sink. Again, there's dishes and anything you could need already in the drawers. Here's the trash can kind of hidden. I really like that detail. A coffee pot. Of course, they have Joffrey's coffee and some tea nearby, which I'm about to show you. A double toaster for the bigger families. Pre-stocked with what you can need. Sometimes you just cannot beat a fresh cup of Joffrey's right there in your resort room. I find it actually better than some places. But the coffee at the Riviera is pretty good, that being said. Like I mentioned, it's fully stocked in here. Again, it's like you're staying in like a little apartment. So it's a little better feeling when you have your family with you and you want to spend a lot of time at the resort or not depend so much on all of the meals at Walt Disney World, which, while good, and I will get into the fantastic options here, they can get pretty pricey and pretty quick. But yeah, we love staying DVC. It just makes it easier on us. I'm going to go into some other videos in the future about traveling with kids to Disney World and why we do it so often. But in my opinion, staying in DVC just makes it a little easier. And if it's easier on the parents, then it's easier, to have a good time and just enjoy the vacation. So there was the fridge. And just over here, as I've showed you before, is this seating area. Really spacious, and my kids were able to crawl in there by themselves, which was really great. There's I'm going to mention an art kiosk, but if you look closely, art that features in the room, like this Remy painting, we also have this at home actually, it's sold at a kiosk in the gift shop, which I'm going to show you. But I really enjoyed these details, sort of classic looking prints of the Riviera itself. So I thought that was a nice touch. And yeah, I just like the way this sort of blends into the room and also feels spacious at the same time. Of course, I got to turn that down as soon as I can. You might have a problem turning that down. You might have to call service or try to find someone to help you, one of the cast members, because sometimes it doesn't go lower than that. And when it's really hot outside, I need it to get lower than that. Anyway, I really like this painting. I think it's a really fresh detail. And like I said, you could buy this art, and I will show you how later on in this video. Over here to the left, I pulled down the Murphy bed, and I really enjoyed this painting right here from Peter Pan. Looks classic, but also contemporary at the same time, that's sort of the juxtaposition at this resort that I enjoy. We didn't need this space, but I wanted to show it to you because I think it's a great feature for those bigger families or families with bigger kids. The main bedroom is to your right there, and just under the TV you can actually pull down another bed. So yeah, it's just, again, there's opportunity sort of abound to expand this space. There's a phone over there in case you need that, and then there are some charging ports built into the wall, which I think is a nice touch, so you don't have to reach too far and you could still, scroll on your devices while you relax after a long park day, because who doesn't like to do that? If you look closely here are some details on the curtains. Lots of blues and grays here, which I like. I think some people find that sort of subdued. I would call it subtle. Again, I really like this resort. And here's another example of some art. These are really cool Mickey and Minnie paintings, and just above them is another painting that we actually have at home from Beauty and the Beast, if you look closely up there. Again, classic in some ways, but also contemporary in some ways. A lot of this art is unique to this resort. So if you look closely in the rooms, all around the resort, you're going to find these prints. And like I said, I will show you how to buy them from La Boutique later on in this video. Like I said earlier, you can pull down this bed from just under the TV for one of your kids, and there is a awesome painting of Mickey sort of hanging out in the Riviera. Pulls down pretty easily, but also feels really sturdy. This is a common thing in Disney rooms, even in standard rooms, but especially in DVC rooms. And yeah, there is the TV. They recently changed to sort of have this smart TV looking feature where you can sort of easily go to things that you expect around your Disney resort to watch, such as Happily Ever After. That's something we watch a lot, even if we're not watching it actually inside the park. But yeah, back to this bed. I think it's good size. An adult can probably fit on here too. And yeah, there are, again, little light right here, not a charging option. And yeah, I just think that's great if someone wants their own little space and to be able to read at night. But this room, it's really spacious, if you can't tell. There's also storage in some of these things here in front of you. There is the sort of Hey Disney feature down there, which I didn't really use. But yeah, there's lighting up here, some light fixtures, excellent windows, excellent views. I just feel that they really elevated the DVC experience with this resort. And I was skeptical. As much as I like this resort, I really like a lot of the older resorts like Bay Lake and a couple of other DVC ones that I'll do reviews on soon. But yeah, this really impressed me, and this was a preferred view. I didn't pick the room, I just picked preferred because we actually found a deal on it for these dates. But this view was quiet, but also you can see enough activity to just, it sort of be exciting from our patio. And yeah, I mean, as of right now, this is absolutely moving up on one of my favorite DVC stays that I've had, because this sort of experience is just sort of unparalleled at this point. All right, so let's talk about the pool options here at Disney's Riviera Resort. The first, you can see the main pool is called the Riviera Pool. There's a really big slide there for kids sort of all ages. There is a lot of activities to do throughout the day. There's a zero entry section here right there on the right, which is perfect for the little ones. And there's even a gelato cart that is there year round. So really fun, centrally located, lots to do. The second is S'il vous plaît. This is for kids. It's sort of a water interactive area, several slides, water features. My kids absolutely love this. I think it's the perfect size, right next to the main pool. And if you look closely, you can see that it is inspired by European fountains and also the dancing elephants from Fantasia. So I think that's a pretty cool Disney touch there. The last one is the Beau Soleil pool, and this is right down there in the middle. I showed you two a little bit earlier. That's the quiet pool, also pretty big, centrally located, and a little more low-key. La Boutique is the gift shop at Disney's Riviera Resort. It is located just off the lobby next to Le Petit Cafe, which I will talk about. It is a little on the smaller side for a deluxe resort, but they pack enough in here where you should be able to find whatever you need. Like I mentioned earlier, right there, that little screen you see to your right, that is the art on demand kiosk where you can purchase the art that you see around the resort. What you do is make the purchase there, a cast member can help you, and then you check out in the front. Make sure you use your AP or DVC discount because they are accepted. Thing about staying at the Riviera is, although the amenities are great, the sort of souvenir shop is actually pretty small. Like this is pretty much the expanse of it, and that corner over there actually is primarily DVC stuff. So they have a nice selection of resort specific stuff, but it's not the biggest to shop around. Not a lot of options. They have a back refrigerator and some food area, but other than that, kind of small for what you'd expect at a deluxe resort. So let's talk about the dining options at the Riviera Resort. The first is Le Petit Cafe. This is just off the lobby, close to La Boutique. It is inspired by the Aristocats film, and it is a coffee bar and bakery. Some of the best iced coffee on Walt Disney World property can be located here, and after 3 p.m. it turns into a lounge where they serve alcoholic beverages. So it's a really cool option there and unique to the Riviera. The second is Primo Piatto. This is the quick service option here. This is a little bit more of an elevated take, like I said earlier, on the quick service options, but you can still get a lot of the classics like Mickey waffles and burgers and chicken tenders and stuff that you or your kids might need. I mentioned earlier that it can kind of be a pinch pointy here because the thing to order is way back, the screens are way back over there, but you have to order sort of away from them, so just a heads up, it might get kind of confusing. Really enjoyed the burger here. This is the grab and go section where you can grab things that are pre-made. Again, the Riviera cookie is right back there, and it's a must grab. This is Bar Riva. Bar Riva is my favorite here, other than the fourth option, which I'm about to show you. We ended up eating here the majority of times on our trip, and I'm kind of upset with myself that I did not try it earlier. They have the full menu you can get from Primo Piatto. You can order it off the menu there, or specialty items and specialty cocktails. We thoroughly enjoyed every single thing we ordered here, and I neglected to get a video of the grilled chicken skewers, which are actually at grilled vegetable skewers, which are, you can add chicken, which are also at Primo Piatto. But yes, this place opens at 11, closes at 10 p.m. These are one of my favorites. These were some wings. It's right off the pool. Just really refreshing. Again, like most things around the resort, just an elevated take on the food experience and not the typical theme park food or sort of food hall or food court experience that you might get at other resorts. Sure, this is a burger and this is fries, but it's truffle fries and there's special types of aioli on the burger. This is the salmon orzo. It's actually pasta now. They just transitioned away from being an orzo. So if that was one of your favorites, as I learned it was a lot of people's favorites, that is no longer there. So just a heads up. But my wife still enjoyed this meal, even though it was the new pasta and not the salmon. Like I said, you can't go wrong at Bar Riva. You can go here for lunch. You can go here for a midday snack. You can go for a drink or a late dinner. It's just in a prime location and serving really good food and drinks. Last but not least is my favorite here, and that is Topolino's Terrace. This is the thing you might have heard of. It gets a lot of hype at the Walt Disney World, and for good reason. It is located on the 10th floor of the resort. You have to take the elevator just off the lobby to get up here. It is the only thing on the 10th floor, so it's kind of a small elevator situation. Here is the view. Like I showed you, there's the courtyard. There is the quiet pool. Now this is another elevated take on the Disney dining experience, and here this sort of elevates the character dining experience. Now I've tried a lot of character dining at Walt Disney World, and this is just leagues above even some of my favorites like Chef Mickey's. This is just really, really nice. The style in here is a little more elevated. You will be able to have breakfast here or signature dining for dinner time. Signature dining for dinner time is not the same as breakfast. At breakfast is when you can meet the characters. At dinner, you cannot meet the characters because they don't show up at all, and there is a dress code enforced. That dress code is not enforced at breakfast time, but people tend to dress a little bit nicer here, in my opinion. This is the lounge area. You do not need a reservation to eat in this lounge area. You can just grab and go and pick availability. Again, this is one of the places that you're going to really try to get an advanced dining reservation the 60 days before your resort stay, because it is very competitive, and for good reason. I get the same steak every single time I go with the potatoes there. Here is the waffle that my wife ordered and really enjoyed. Here is another example of that same plate that I got. I added bacon here. Yeah, they have some polenta here that's sort of at a bunch of different resorts that I really enjoy. The strongest coffee I've had at Walt Disney World property. As a tired parent, you need this coffee. The Riviera blend is a must. And now we have to talk about the characters. Here is Donald. We actually happen to be there for his birthday. It's actually his birthday when I'm recording this, so that's really cool. Yeah, so the characters, initially I wasn't a huge character person, yes, even as a Disney fan, but I've slowly become one, especially seeing them through the lens of my children enjoying them. The character dining experience here is top notch. They come frequently, but not too frequent to, sort of interrupt the meal. There's a nice flow. You get to meet each character in their outfits that are unique to the Riviera Resort. And then they have this sort of dance that's choreographed that they all do, as you can see here, in these dedicated spots. And they rotate so much, like I said, you don't feel like you miss out. Lastly, this is the terrace. Remember, it's called Topolino's Terrace. Fantastic view of the entire resort, Caribbean Beach Resort, the Disney Skyliner, and a lot of the theme parks nearby. Now, I tend to zoom in and look at all the theme parks. There's the Tree of Life and Expedition Everest in the distance every time I come here, because it's sort of a Disney nerd's dream to just be able to see so much of Walt Disney World. And again, this terrace adds such a little extra touch to an already really magical resort. If you can't already tell, I'm a huge fan, but I have yet to do this because I tend to go to bed pretty early with my kids, but a lot of people time it to where they can come and enjoy the luminous nighttime spectacular at Epcot along with their meal at dinner time, because if you line it up perfectly, you can just watch the top of it without having to be in Epcot or worry about the lines. It's not like the Magic Kingdom area resorts where they pump in the music and you can enjoy it simultaneously and time it perfectly. You just sort of do it on your own if you're there at the same time. This is me pointing out to you that you could see all the Boardwalk area resorts, the Swan and Dolphin. You could see the top of pavilions at Epcot. You could see Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, and a cool touch here is that if you look really closely, you can also see the top of Batu at Hollywood Studios. Lastly, and this is a bonus because it's not dining, but it's also not really its own category is what I'm trying to say, and that's Voyager's Lounge. This is just off the lobby, and it's a quaint lobby sort of study that's modeled after books and travels that Walt Disney himself went on. A lot of little cute details here. Very awesome experience for Disney fans, and it can be pretty quiet considering it's next to the lobby. So it's a great place to write, and I like to write in my free time, and it is on my list of the best places to write at Disney World, and I will have a video about that up in the near future. Anyway, my final thoughts. I really, really like the Riviera Resort, in case you couldn't tell. Believe it or not, I was kind of a skeptic because I'd heard so much hype and I wasn't sure whether it would be worth, all the hype that a lot of things at the Disney World get. I had visited here several times to eat at Topolino's Terrace and to partake in the amenities and use the Skyliner. But after I stayed here, I have totally been flipped. I like the space, I like the decor, I like the environment. I think it is Disney World's version of quiet luxury. And yeah, just a really, really good experience. Actually pretty kid friendly in my opinion, because you don't have to walk too much and you have that Skyliner option. So if you're not going to splurge for the monorail area, you might as well splurge for this area because there's a lot to do, a lot of good places to eat, and you'll find yourself like us where you didn't really go anywhere else to eat. You stayed here on this property because everything was so worthwhile. This is the Disney World Dad signing off. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.